1982. Starting his design career at Barton Gillette, David helped establish the foundation of graphic design in Baltimore and the many area firms to follow. In 1985, David founded Ashton Design, a multidisciplinary design consultancy. The firm has garnered an international reputation for design leadership through their pioneering practice in environmental graphics for settings ranging from sports arenas and school campuses to public spaces and retail centers. David has assembled a close-knit team of highly creative minds in a collaborative environment, and their breadth of experience allows the firm to harness the full array of design services: branding, environmental graphics, print, exhibitions, and interactive media, to serve each client's unique challenges and goals. The firm's environmental work has received local and national recognition for such high-profile projects as Fenway Park, Oriole Park at Camden Yards, and Dodger Stadium. Adaptive reuse and new construction developments in Maryland and across the Mid-Atlantic region, and institutional work for such internationally renowned institutions as MICA and Johns Hopkins University. Please give David Ashton a warm round of applause.
I'll need this. Hi, everybody. Wasn't that a beautiful presentation she made? Yeah. I wanted to, 55 years of branding, isn't that unbelievable? You've been passed out a sheet of logos. They range from 63 to today. They're all out of order. I would like you to take 15 seconds for the first line. Okay. Take 15 seconds and put them in order, the oldest to the newest. And we're going to do that with each row, but we'll go over them one at a time. Huh? Is 15 seconds up yet? It is? Ready? Here we go. Everybody get that? Yeah. How many did? That's pretty good. 1968. 1931 there. Here. Anybody get those? Okay, good. Anybody thought that was in 2015? 2017. Now, the idea here is that with the right concept, beautiful execution, simplicity, well, is timeless. Let's do the next one. There we go. Okay, ready? 15 seconds. Everybody ready? Shall we try? Got that. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That has a little story. This was done for the Institute of Scrap Iron and Steel. The initials are ISIS. What does that remind you of? I don't know if they still exist because I did this in 69. No. Yeah, 69. So I think they've rebranded themselves. I mean, obviously they don't exist today. ISIS exists in another form. This is for an interior design firm, Lewis Mazer, and it forms a room. You probably know what this one's for.
UMD. Go Terps. Go Terps.
For what?
Maryland.
You got it. It's the University of Maryland, and this project was probably one of the most complex that we ever did, because every meeting had 22 people in it. And every one of them had the absolute opinion. It's amazing we got it done. But they're still using it. From 97, they're still using it. So this is very recent, obviously. This was an architect, landscape architects, and they formed a partnership. Moody Graham. And this is this year. That's an architectural firm, and it's about their 40th anniversary. It's made up of some of the most iconic circle, triangle, and square. Ready for the next one? Everybody ready? Yes? Here we go. Can anybody guess what that's for? Somebody said
Building company?
close. It's a lumber company. McIlvain Lumber. They imported specialty lumbers from all over the world. Maryland Art and Design School. I think it's over in DC. I don't know if it still exists. Anybody get that one in that order?
Yeah.
One person. This is right for Whitehall Mill, right down the road. And they restored it, and it's a period building, and we made it this illustration to fit that concept. I think you're starting to see a pattern here that with that treating it simply and beautifully is long lasting. This is our last one. And this is typographic, most of them. Everybody ready? Here we go. How many people think it was this? One person. 2, 3, a few. Well, the point is, it's all mixed up, but Baltimore School for the Arts, right here in Baltimore.
Yes.
Marks Thomas did in 1998. Architectural firm. A great architectural firm, that is. Baltimore Design School. This just happened here in Baltimore. It's really a neat program, by the way. And old elegant city. How many got that one? That's good. So anyhow, the point here is, oops. What's the point, Jenny? Simplicity, elegance, long lasting. I'd like to talk about a rebrand for Marks Thomas that was in the last line. This is what they had since '98. And they wanted to change their name to just Marks Thomas. And the principals were all getting close to retirement, and there was a whole new regime of folks coming in. And they were interested in freshening it up. I think they were even thinking about a whole new logo, I'm not sure. But we recommended that they keep the square made up of the 4 horizontal bars, because that has been very recognizable around this city for a long time. And this is what we did. Whoops. We changed the type to a much more contemporary type, printed in gray, and I think it does the job. Keeping something that they all had owned and adding simplicity, appropriateness, and beauty equal timelessness. I think this little exercise probably supports that. Do I get an agreement there?
Yes.
ABET is a, let's see what they are. Here we are. We champion excellent worldwide. Our approach, the standards we set, the quality we guarantee, inspire confidence in those who aim to build a better world, one that is safer, more efficient, comfortable, and sustainable. Do you think this does it? Or some of these things?
Oh, God.
I don't know if you would put those words with this brand. Anyhow, instead of a combination of something they already had and freshening it that way, we said it was a complete new brand. Boom. Simple, straightforward, and powerful. And they came up with this new tagline, be confident. This is some of the items that go with it. This is a very complete rebranding project. By the way, I also agree with branding is something we never called it before. We always just said you need a new logo or you need a, but branding is now a very popular way to talk about it. There's their website. It's a little different than the other one. This is in their offices. So we do a lot of graphics, three-dimensional graphics, which we're gonna segue into. That looks like one of our designers there. That's in their conference room. And that's their sign on the building. I love the little red edge. And the circle is on the door. You'll look on the back and you'll see some of the things we've done in this town. And I was told today that we probably could add, what, 4 or 5 more, or more. So we've had a few impacts around town over the years. The Baltimore Gateway sign that probably some of you have seen on 83. That was out of our shop. Here's being put together. There were 28 of them put all around the city at different lines, different boundaries where people came in town. You've all, I bet you a lot of you have seen this. Natty Bow, that's over in Brewers Hill. We just made him big and stuck him on the roof. He's a cool dude, isn't he? Bryn Mawr School, we did the sign in such a way, in beautiful materials. These are gold leaf letters that even if they rebrand, this will still work fine. I love the way this works. Isn't that pretty? State of Maryland. I think a lot of you have probably seen this project, Center Theater, which has recently won, I think, one of the best awards for the AIA here in Baltimore, top award for the architects. We've done a lot of work for this institution, AIGA. And Sagamore Spirits Distillery, one of Kevin Plant's projects. That sign is hand painted, actually hand painted. And the Pendry Hotel, we did all the graphics for that. I wasn't sure whether I should include this or not, because I didn't know whether it was branding or rebranding or what it was. Because when we did it, by the way, it's 25 years ago. It's celebrating the 25th anniversary of Camden Yards. This is the very first sketch for the scoreboard that was done while I was walking around the stadium with the vice president in charge of development. And I carried a fountain pen. You all remember what they are? And a pad of paper. And made these sketches as we walked around. Now I think that top sketch is not too far off from the way it turned out. And that's amazing, isn't it, to do it in half a second. That's how I got the project, by the way, by doing these sketches. Because they were talking to 4 other firms about it. Now, I have to tell you that the largest signage project I had ever done in my whole career was about the size of that table. And it was for a housing project. I had no idea I was going to get this. And when I sent the proposal in with these sketches in it, there were a lot more sketches, by the way. Let's see if there's, yeah, here's some more. They called me up the next day and said, you know, and they, can we come up to your office? And they came up to my office, started talking about it, and the next thing I know, we're on it. I'd never done a project like this before, ever. I didn't even know how to do it. But, you know, you have to have intuition about things. I've always thought that some of your first ideas are your best ideas because it comes out of your feelings, out of your intuition. And then we spend hundreds of hours trying to disprove it. And then we come back and build it the way we did originally. That's happened so many times. These, now, branding, this, would you call this branding? Would you call this branding? Yeah. I think it, not only did it brand this ballpark, it branded baseball again, because baseball was different before Camden Yards. It had gotten into these big Super Bowl type of environments, double, you know, some played football in them and baseball in them. This concept was that it was all about baseball, and all of these icons became about baseball. Of course, I don't know what a weather vane has to do about baseball. Well, that's how I sold it. I sold it by saying, oh, the batters need to know how the wind is coming. But as it turns out, they face each other. So you can't, when the wind comes in, it comes from different ways. So they face each other. Anyhow, there was some question by the client whether this was an appropriate thing to have in the ballpark. But they went along with me for some reason and kept those weather vanes intact. Opening day, the first thing the cameraman hit were those weather vanes, and they've done it ever since. So they became an icon just like that. These are little sketches for the letters on the main entrance. There's a little funny story about this. They're designed to be made out of stainless steel. The sign manufacturer proposed that they get made out of sign foam, and they could be painted silver, and it would look just like stainless steel. Now this is where designers have to really think about. I mean, I said, that can't happen. This is a ballpark that is beautifully designed, brick arches, steel work, just like, you know, it's just a wonderful place, and you're gonna stick foam letters on it? Well, that price difference from stainless steel to foam was so enormous that it had turned the owners' heads towards the foam. I live in rural Pennsylvania on a farm. I restored a house, and when I did that, I had a lot of by the local blacksmith who lived in the country up there with cows roaming around in the whole bit. I went to Tom and I said, Tom, and I took these little sketches and I said, Tom, do you think you can build these letters out of stainless steel? And he said, yeah, sure. I said, well, would you make me a sample? And I'll get them to make a sample of the foam one, and then we'll take it and we'll get them compared. So, when the samples showed up at the construction trailer, I walked in, and there they were, all lined up. And I walked over, and then, oh, and by the way, there was no one in the construction trailer. I was there all alone. And I kind of walked over, and I was just kind of feeling these, you know, here's the stainless one, and here's the foam one, and oh, my thumb slipped and put a dent in that foam one. Oh, and it did it again. Well, when I left, it looked like hell. Sometimes you have to do things. Well, those are stainless steel letters on the over there now, and they are absolute gems. Every single one of them is a piece of art. That blacksmith was unreal, because some of those are complex curves and things that he had to figure out, and he figured them all out. Isn't that neat? This is the scoreboard. See, they are facing each other. This is how it got built, except they did put the sun letters around where the numbers are. This is it today.